Chapter 1. The Beginning of Things. They were not railway children at the beginning. They lived with their father and mother in London. There were 3 of them. Roberta, she was always called Bobby, and was the oldest. Next came Peter, who wanted to be an engineer when he grew up. And the youngest was Phyllis, who was always trying to be good. Mother was almost at home, ready to play with the children or to read to them. And she wrote stories, then read them to the children after tea. These 3 lucky children had everything that they needed. Pretty clothes, a warm house, and lots of toys. They also had a wonderful father who was never angry, and always ready to play a game. They were very happy, but they did not know how happy until their life in London was over, and they had to live a very different life indeed. The awful change came suddenly. It was Peter's birthday, and he was 10 years old. Among his presents was a toy steam engine, and it quickly became Peter's favorite toy. But after 3 days, the engine went bang. Peter was very unhappy about his broken toy. The others said he cried, but Peter said his eyes were red because he had a cold. When Father came home that day, Peter told him the sad story about his engine, and Father looked at it very carefully. Mother and the children waited. "Is there no hope?" said Peter. "Of course there's hope," said Father, smiling. "I'll mend it on Saturday, and you can all help me." Just then, someone knocked at the front door. A few moments later, Ruth the maid came in. "There are 2 gentlemen to see you," she said to Father. "Now, who can they be?" said Father. "Try to be quick, dear," said his wife. "It's nearly time for the children to go to bed." But the 2 men stayed and stayed. Father's voice got louder and louder in the next room, but the children and Mother could not hear what was said. Then Ruth came back and spoke to Mother. "He wants you to go in, ma'am," she said. "I think he's had bad news. Be ready for the worst." Mother went into the next room, and there was more talking. Soon after, the children heard Ruth call a taxi, then there was the sound of feet going outside and down the steps. Mother came back, and her face was white. "It's time to go to bed," she said to the children. "Ruth will take you upstairs." "But, Father," began Phyllis. "Father's had to go away on business," said Mother. "Now, go to bed, darlings." Bobby whispered. "It wasn't bad news, was it?" "No, darling," said Mother. "I can't tell you anything tonight. Please go now." Mother went out early the next morning, and it was nearly 7 o'clock before she came home. She looked ill and tired, and the children asked her no questions.